Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Examiner's Round 2 coverage of the 2020 Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open, sponsored by Innova Flying Disc. I'm Maria Montano, and I'm super excited to be joined tonight by Holly Finley. Hi, Holly. Welcome back to Pittsburgh. I hope you had a good time here.
Hello. Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm excited to go over some of these amazing shots and show you what these ladies have in store.
Well, round one was a hot round. We had Kelsey, who's an Ohio native, finish with a hot round of 6 down. Coming in second place is Alan with a 5 down, Sarah Hokom at 4 down, and Lisa Fajkus rounding off our card coverage today with 2 down. So we're going to start here on hole 11. It's a par 3, 300 foot, sort of tied off the tee. Holly, how did you take this shot?
Well, personally, I like to take an understable driver and just mash it right up towards the basket. All of us plan on getting a birdie here. This is a hole that is reachable for the FPO division. So if you don't get a 2, you kind of walk away a little disappointed.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that you kind of want to hit. You just got to get through this real tight gap off the tee.
Absolutely. And another treacherous thing is that there is a tiny OB creek right off the tee pad. There's a tiny wooden bridge with a troll living under it. Maybe, maybe not. Yet to be determined. But, you know, if you don't make it out of that gap, you can find yourself out of bounds. So it's really important to focus all the way down the fairway. Look through the basket or in the background, aim at that, and hopefully land in circle 1 and get yourself a putt for birdie.
It looks like 3 of our ladies here have gotten up there into the circle. It looks like Sarah hit an early tree, and it's going to leave her with a long look for her 2. And here we've got Sarah lining up. It looks like a nice little jump putt. And just finishes a little short left. How did your round 2 go, Holly, as we watch Lisa line up her putt for 2 here?
Oh, good putt by Lisa. My round was pretty decent. I'd say the second round was the best one of all. So that would be a birdie for Lisa.
That's a great shot by Lisa, right towards the circle's edge. Alan
great
steps
putt
up
by
and
Kelsey, too.
Yeah. She's a great little player. Super excited to watch her play. I haven't had a chance to watch her take on Moraine, so this is pretty exciting for me.
Sarah with an easy tap in for par.
This course with her
Sarah left herself a
sidearm.
little bit. Yeah,
Go
she
ahead.
left a little bit of meat on the bone for that putt. So, you know, it was outside the circle 1, probably about 45 feet. So, you know, to get a par is not a bad thing. Wow, that was a good hole by that ladies. Impressive.
Yeah. So we've got hole 12 here, par 4, 567 feet. It's a nice dog leg left, sort of into the open. And through this forest of trees, you've got a couple of different lanes to choose from once you get into this section before pitching up to this green. Sort of a treacherous green, Holly. You've got that hard slope off to the right-hand side of the basket as you're approaching, all the way down that whole right-hand side.
Yeah, every shot on this hole is very important. First, you want to take a driver or a fairway, anything that you feel comfortable with a little chip shot. You want to push it around the corner and hopefully land in one of those gaps so you can get a nice open shot up to the basket and even give yourself a look at a 3, which is possible for this division.
Yeah, it looked like Alan left that a little too short. We watch Lisa drive here, just getting around that corner. Unfortunate tree kick, but she'll have a look up into those gaps up towards the basket. Now watching Sarah here. Nice to see her line up with a backhand. She's gotten a lot more confident with that over the past couple of years.
A little short, but still in a decent position to play the hole for par.
And here's Alan, really a tough spot for her, trying to find an alleyway to get through here on her second shot. Oh, and what an unfortunate kick for her, kicking down that hill to the right. She's going to have a tough recovery to get up and down from there. All right. Sarah's looking at her second shot here. She's got a couple of different lanes to choose from here. Holly, isn't that right?
Yeah, you can go the left lane or the right lane. You definitely want to pick one or the other. You don't have to go right at the basket. There is a left lane over there, even though it doesn't really look like it from the camera angle. But as you can see, Lisa had the unfortunate kick over to the rough spot on the right. Kelsey really laced one up there, but guaranteed you really want to pick a lane and commit to it, because if you're second guessing yourself, that's where you can get some big numbers here.
You know, really getting the 4 on this hole feels like a birdie. I think it's, if you get the 4, you're going to pick up some strokes on the field. It's such a demanding hole on every shot.
You are right about that. I think I've gotten the 3 one time in the tournament, and it was a very amazing feeling. So it's basically 3 perfect shots to get the 3. And you're right, a 4 does feel like a birdie.
It looks like Kelsey's going to finish a little bit right there on her upshot. She left quite a bit of work for her there. Let's see what Lisa's does.
So sometimes if you end up in the rough, you know, you just have to play smart and pitch it out to the most open area so your next shot can be nice, easy, and open to the basket. Don't try to be a Superman and lace it through the tiniest gap right towards the basket. Just be smart, take an extra stroke, and pitch out to the most open area.
Yeah, if you, especially on this hole, like you don't want to get too aggressive when you're in the rough, because it can turn into an 8 pretty quick if you're not playing smart.
Ellen choosing her Nova for an upshot, which is an Innova overmold. It has sort of a rubbery rim, which grips really nicely on this dry, dusty terrain.
That's a great choice from her. And she's got such good touch on those little forehand upshots that worked out really well for her in round 1.
Kelsey got a long putt coming up here.
She looks like she's lining it up. Looks like she's got a window to give her a nice look here. See if she gives this one a run.
Incredible. Wow, Kelsey.
What?
She is such a good putter.
That is such a great putt. No fear. Putting up the hill. Nails it. Dead center change. What a putt.
I love her little trot to the basket.
It's like Ellen's lining up from circle's edge or so. Let's see what she's got here.
Oh, no, an unfortunate miss for Ellen. You don't
Thankfully,
see those a lot from her.
No, she was so on in the first round. Glad to see that stayed up for her, though.
If you keep hearing us talking about circle 1, circle 2, circle's edge, and you're thinking, what the heck is a circle and what do they keep meaning by that? Well, during tournaments, we indicate circle 1 by a circle that's painted on the ground, or we use flags or little things called whiskers, which you might have seen on a ball golf course. And that circle indicates 33 feet and in from the basket. So if you hear us talking about that, that's what we're referring to.
Yeah, so it's sort of like the disc golf green is what we're thinking of there when we talk about the circle there. Really great hole for Kelsey and Sarah. Played that really, really well with a couple of 4s with Lisa and Ellen taking 6s. And that brings us to hole 13, par 3, 252 feet. Holly, this is such a demanding hole. I don't know about you, but I get nervous every time I step up to this tee.
Not me. I'm looking for a birdie and I won't accept anything less. I like to take an understable driver and aim really, really high. You have to have the height to get this uphill, and you want to make it all the way to the top and get basket deep. A lot of our field can get a 2 here. It's just about hitting the gap.
Yeah. And it looks like Kelsey hit one of an early trees, and Sarah's going to hit one about halfway up the fairway, kicking her off to the left.
I think this is probably my second favorite hole at the Lakeview course in Moraine State Park.
I think you're one of the few people to say that this is one of their favorites, but it is a fun little hole. And when you lace that line, it does feel really good.
It's just such a rewarding birdie to get, once you hit that incredibly tiny gap and make it all the way to the top. It just feels, it's just an amazing birdie. So every time I can capture that during an event here, it really is one of the highlights of my round.
And it gives you a lot of confidence to go into the next hole, which is another tricky par 4 hole. Looks like these ladies are lining up their second shots to see if they can get up and down for their pars.
And just look at how guarded the basket is. If you don't make it up there, it is not just an easy pitch up to the basket. I mean, you're going to have to shape something and hit some more gaps.
Yeah, it really requires you to get a little tricky with some of your approaches once you get off that fairway.
Ellen overshoots it a little bit. That's going to leave her with a comeback putt, but I'm confident she's got the skills to take care of that.
Sarah lining up what looks like a roller?
I don't know. It could be
maybe an overhand of some sort. Yeah, this is an interesting. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
I mean, just like we said, if you don't make it up there, look at the creative things you have to do to get up to the basket. Go, 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 go. Oh, we didn't get to see how far. Yeah. Oh no.
Hits one of those guardian trees. Hopefully she didn't roll too far down that hill. It's a pretty steep slope off there to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa wasn't even that far from the basket. So it, once again, is just really well guarded. So that's why it feels like such a rewarding too, if you can sneak past all of these trees and get up there to the green.
So Lisa, probably about 35-ish feet. Oh, just right, but she should be able to get that comeback putt. And here we see Ellen lining up after going deep on her approach shot. A tricky putt at the downhill. Let's see if she gives us a good run. Oh, she goes a bit long.
Wow.
Yeah, such a demanding hole.
I'm telling you, and Ellen was going for that putt and she didn't hit the basket. So look at the comeback now. And that's, that's part of what you contend with when you're going for things on a sketchy green. You have to just take the risk reward that comes with it. Oh no.
What a hard hole for Ellen. She continues to struggle to get in the basket. Here's where Sarah's roller left her.
Sarah can clean up this putt.
Such a crafty play to get her to right around 25 feet, it looks like.
Oh, she just shorts it a bit. Yeah, that's unfortunate. This hole is getting the best of these girls. Kelsey smacks a putt in there. Take that, hole 13.
Show them who's the boss. What a demanding hole 13 this turned out to be. And like you said, it feels so good when you get the 2, but it could turn into big numbers really quick if you don't get off the tee.
Ellen gives a little fist pump in the air as in celebration to get the putt to finally go in, and let's move on to the next one. I'm sure she's thinking.
Yeah, this course is about letting go of that hole and just looking forward to the next one. Okay. So that brings us to hole 13, par 4, 444 feet. So it's a bit of a dog leg left, a little bit of a pick a lane again, and then hope to get through another grove of trees up to this basket position on the left. So yeah, you got a couple of choices to make right off the tee, Holly. Another set of challenging decisions to make.
Absolutely. Like Kelsey's doing, I like to take a driver and do a little bit of a flex shot for that right gap. Let the ground do a little bit of play for you, get some skippage over to the left, and then you've got a couple of lanes up to the basket. Now, this is a hole that we like to try to get a 3 on. It is, doable for our division. I say that a lot because it's true. So we're are looking to get a 3 here, and if you make it past that first gap, a 3 is
Yeah, as
very
long as you
reasonable.
clear that first sort of grouping of trees in the middle, it's totally possible to get up and down and get your birdie. It's a nice reachable hole. It looks like we got 3 clean drives here from this top card. Let's see what these second shots leave them with. Looks like Ellen kicked into those left woods early, trying to find a line through up towards the basket. And wow, that was a tremendous shot from where she was. A really wonderful shot.
Lisa getting caught up in the corner. Again, the upshot is very tricky. It's low ceiling, it's guarded, and as you can see, Sarah's looks like she's lining up another very creative play to get to the basket, because that low ceiling forces you to, sort of think outside of the box. You can't really throw an air shot and get it up there as easily as you would on some other holes.
Yeah, this forehand roller is a great decision by her. It's going to finish up to the left. Wow, what a tremendous play. She curls up there. Looks like right around 30 feet or so, right on the circle's edge. That was a tremendous shot. Looks like Kelsey. I think she hit the pin. What a tremendous shot. If that stops,
a little bit of a
that
roll
stops
away.
rolling, but that was a really great second shot from her. Oh, it looks like Lisa caught another early tree, struggling to get through this little patch of the trees here. A nice little flex shot with her putter. That's just going to be a tap into finish. I'm sure she's excited to get off of this hole. Here we've got Ellen lining up her approach shot. This is for her 3. Let's see if she can connect on a big putt. Oh, right off the chains.
Ellen just a little bit off.
That was a great run from her. And Kelsey, with a nicely played hole, finishes off strong. And we just got a couple of, oh, nope, I thought Sarah was a little closer than that. It's a great putt for Sarah after that fantastic roller through the woods. Cashing in for her birdie. Lisa's got a nice little tap in there. And Ellen closing off the hole with her tap in. So we've got a couple of good scores on that hole as we head into, Holly, one of my favorite holes in all of Pittsburgh disc golf, hole 15, par 4, 690 feet. And this hole is brought to us by Grip It and Rip It Disc Golf course design and instruction. Holly, what did you think of the hole 15 here at the Lakeview course?
Well, this is technically the signature hole where you can see the lake. So, at some point, everyone's got to take a selfie here.
Absolutely.
This is a great hole in competition because it's one of the, most open and windiest holes on the courses. So you might be choosing a different disc to throw off the tee than what you've chosen on any other tee throughout play here. A lot of us like to take a driver, and the smart, easy play is to just chip it to the left at the top of the hill, and then just another chip right down to the basket. If you want to be, snazzy and aggressive, you can try to push it over the edge of the hill and get down onto the fairway. But, there is out of bounds down there, and also you can get caught up on the right side, and there's a giant bush. So it's really, about course management here, smart positioning, so you can get a nice, easy second shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of trouble off to that right side if you turn a shot over or you get a little aggressive there. But really, it looks like Lisa's playing that shot that you just talked about. A nice, easy chip shot up to the top of the hill, giving her a nice, good look down towards the green at the bottom of the hill. Like
and if you land in the perfect position at the top of the hill on the left, you can actually see the basket. So, versus other positions where you can't even see what you're aiming at. Ellen gets caught up in the rough there. Luckily, she's still in bounds.
Ooh, that needs to get over soon. She's flirting with that OB a little bit. It looks like she's able to get past it. She's going to be long and right, but a semi-open look at the basket from where she's at.
You know, the wind down there probably turned Lisa's disc over. You can't really tell, again, because it's so open. Well, those leaves right there indicated a bit, but you really have to choose your upshot wisely here because it is very gusty.
You get a lot of wind coming up off of that lake, especially in the afternoon on this round 2 coverage. And it looks like Sarah's going with another roller. She's just lining those up so well. Let's see if she can lay down another one here.
This forehand cut roller.
Looks like it cut a little too much. Cleared the OB. Oof.
Oh, wow, it got lucky on that angle.
It did.
It snuck right past the OB and went over to that clearing landing zone.
Never quite stood up to finish left for her like she wanted, but she's going to have an open look to get up and down for par from there. Get in the basket. Oh, Ellen with a little longer than I thought. Looks like she put that one pretty far out. She's going to have a tough putt from there. And here's Sarah with her third shot. She should have no problem from there. That's a great approach from her. And Lisa from the rough. Didn't quite see where that one finished. She gives her upshot a run. She's going to be looking at a 5 on her next shot. And Ellen really went long with her approach shot after hitting that early rough. Ooh, give it a decent run. This basket feels, at times this basket feels like it could be a little low to the ground.
Well, the girls are giving it a go, but no connects yet.
I think everyone's in tap out range here as we finish off hole 15.
And this is round 2 of the first day. So the Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open was 2 rounds on Saturday, 1 round on Sunday. And it has been a long time since some of these touring girls have played 2 rounds in one day. The format these days is basically 1 round a day. So you have to think that, it is quite exhausting at this point, something you're not used to, and it's hot out here. So it's going to be fun to see how these girls tear the course up this afternoon.
Yeah. So that brings us to hole 16, par 5, 558 feet. This hole is brought to us by Uniontown Detailing. Thanks for your support. Holly, this is a challenging little par 5. It's possible to get the birdie, but it takes a couple of really good technical shots. How do you like to approach this hole, Holly?
Yeah, definitely take a driver and try to hit the dirt spot right where Kelsey's going, and what I like to call the Dirt Express, just like she did. Get a little scoot right up to the top. That really makes it an easy setup for the birdie.
And she crushed it. She got really high up that hill, as did Sarah. She had a great little turnover flex shot, finishing probably close to where she wants to be. And that's a steep hill.
It sure is.
Alan turned over a little bit, finishing off to that left-hand side. As long as you get to the base of that hill and you're not into the rough on the right, you usually have a pretty good chance to have a good second shot there. So here we see that it looks like she can't quite see over the top of that hill from where she's at. That's the tricky thing about this second shot. You can't quite see where you're headed, and you're just sort of hoping to get it out there.
Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt to take part of your 30 seconds, walk to the top of the hill, pick an aiming spot landing zone and go for that. Don't just be lazy and stand at the bottom and aim where you don't even know where you're aiming. So, be smart, take the time, go up, take a glance, and get a smart second shot for yourself.
Yeah. And Kelsey crushed her drive up towards the top of the hill. She really had a good look there for her second shot. And once again, Sarah's going back to that roller.
I have never seen Sarah choose so many forehand rollers in a row. This is like the fourth one in a row now.
She must know something about the rollers on this course are a good way to attack some of these tightly wooded holes.
Look at it go.
Yeah, that's it. She really laid down another great roller there. She's going to have a good chance at a birdie. And
Lisa says, I want to play that game too.
Looks like she caught that first tree. She's got a little bit of a lane here. It looks a little tight. Let's see if she can hit this gap.
The approach shot to the basket takes a special amount of finesse because, again, it's dry terrain, and behind the basket is a downhill dirt trench. So if you push it too hard, you are going to end up with a 60-foot putt downhill, and you won't even know until you get up to the basket and think, where the heck is my upshot?
I can't tell you how many times I thought I had a good upshot only to see it like 80 feet down the hill and be like, what did I get myself into?
What have I done?
Kelsey, with some great touch, puts her in a position to think about running about a 30-foot putt towards that downhill, but she's got a chance for a birdie.
I try to position my upshot to the left or the right of the basket. So when I'm putting, I'm only going across. I'm not putting down towards that trench. It also takes away from some of the fear factor of the hole if you're not putting with a death putt.
Absolutely. And Sarah caught that last tree she needed a bit, but she's still going to have a look for her birdie there. She's played this hole really well. And we're looking at Ellen here. Looks like she's got some trees in front of her between her and the basket. Let's see what she's got for us here. Gave it a good run. I hope she stayed up. It looked like she might have. Oh, and Kelsey just nails that shot. She played this hole so well. That's got to feel good for her to pick up that birdie. You're definitely getting some strokes on the field with a 4 on this hole.
Kelsey is a really good putter. It is so fun to watch her on video, and I'm so honored to have had the opportunity to play with her at this event.
She's just so confident in her stroke and the way she's attacking this course. See Sarah lining up a little bit towards that downhill.
Oh, no. And sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, the fear factor of going too long and ending up downhill can cause you to short your putt.
Yep.
So now you can see, as I mentioned earlier, if you push it a bit long, this is what you have to deal with. But yeah, Ellen smashing it in there. Good job, Ellen.
Get that fist pump. That's a tricky, steep hill. Not the best footing on it.
And that uphill putt is really uphill. It might not look that big of a deal on video, but I'm telling you, it is a scary one.
That's a tricky putt to hit. So these ladies played this hole remarkably well, and that's going to take us to hole 17, par 3, 267 feet, a little bit of a finish to the right, and it can't quite see it in this walkthrough footage here, but this hole wants to push everything down to the left. What do you think about this hole, Holly?
Love it. I just see it as another birdie opportunity. Take a nice understable driver. You can put some Annie angle on it. If it carries the Annie over to the right, that's perfectly fine. But if you have something that can give a little flex at the finish, that'll get you right by the basket for a drop-in birdie.
You really just have to commit to your shot on this hole. It's easy to let that hillside sort of trick your mind a little bit, but you really got to just commit to that line. And Sarah is going to have looks like a long look forward to there. Ellen's lining up her sidearm shot. Nice little flex. Let's see if she gets a little bit of a kick.
Ooh, lovely.
Fantastic shot. This hole sets up really well for the sidearm throwers. Lisa's got it turned over. Oh, just caught those last bit of guardian trees up by the basket, giving her a challenging look for two. Here's Sarah's look. Oh, just short for Sarah. Kelsey with an
Oh my gosh, Kelsey!
just a fantastic.
She is such a good player.
Let's take another look at that with the examination.
Look at this. Slow motion replay. Incredible, Kelsey.
Such a great little, and she looks so casual with it. She just steps up, knows she's going to hit it. Yeah.
Exactly. So casual. That was well worded.
And Alan with the nice putt for two. Such a great drive. We just got a couple of tap-ins here to finish off hole 17. And this brings us to a challenging hole 18, par 3, 411 feet, brought to us by McAfee Masonry. Thank you again for your support. You got this OB ditch right in the middle of the fairway. If you go out of bounds off the tee, you're going to the drop zone. You're pitching up towards the basket, which has more OB behind it. It's such a technically demanding hole. Holly, how do you like to tackle this one?
I like to do a full send, flex a driver all the way down there, and hopefully get a putt for a two. A lot of people, if they're not feeling that they have the power and distance that day, you can play it short in front of the OB ditch. And that way you can feel a little more conservative and safe about your approach to the hole. But I'd say the majority of our division is doing a full send, trying to make it over the ditch, hopefully landing on the other side safe and sound, and then with a nice, easy upshot to the basket.
Looks like our first two are cleanly over that ditch. Some really confident drives. It's just such a tight tunnel, so it's nice to see these ladies really give it a good push to get over the ditch there.
The hole is also very deceiving. If you throw it too high, you think you're over the ditch, and next thing you know, your disc has flexed and you're in the ditch. So, it's just such a deceiving angle and distance. A lot of times you feel like you've made it way over the ditch. The next thing you know, you're not even close.
Yep. It's a deceiving distance, and just it's a fun little hole. It's probably one of my favorite holes on the course because of the challenge.
Oh, I love it also because it's the hardest tee shot I'm throwing all day. I mean, literally, physically, I'm not throwing anything as hard as I'm throwing 18's tee shot.
Right. Looks like we've got some really solid approaches there. Kelsey's super close. Some all really solid tee shots to get over that OB ditch there. Looks like Sarah, is she going to line up and run this putt?
I think she might give it the old halfsies.
Yeah, she gave it a little bit of a run. If you by chance put it in, that's great, but nice and safe, not worried about rolling into that OB behind the basket.
Exactly.
Lisa with a good putt there for her par. And now we've got Ellen here. Right in the middle of the basket. These ladies played this really technical hole, very smart. Looks like they're all going to get a chance to get up and down for their pars, which is going to pick up some strokes from everyone. Sarah's in for her three.
I feel like as long as you make it over the ditch, a 3 is pretty easy here.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, all, star par. We'll take it every time, and that'll bring us to our last hole. Hole 1, par 3, 330 feet, brought to us by Heartfelt Restorations. Holly, this is a great hole to finish on. What are your insights here? What do you like to do?
This is another hole I plan on getting a birdie on. If I'm not feeling like I'm good at shot shaping that day, I'll throw something a little more stable and just flex out to the left landing zone, just like Kelsey did. That way you're guaranteed a 3. But most of the time, I'm trying to shape it a little bit and get up to the basket for a nice, easy putt for 2.
It looks like Alan's also forcing one over there to give her a good look at the basket. You really want to, if you're going to bail out, you want to finish off to the left there. You don't want to get into those woods on the right. It's much harder to get up and down from there. Sarah's hogging that line. Really aggressive. Wow, that's such a tremendous shot. Really played that right-hand side so tight. And Lisa's got that, like you were saying, that nice little overstable flex shot, finishing off to the left. Give her a look at making a little pitch up there.
Oh no.
Kelsey catches that last tree. Yeah. And
Lisa's giving it a go.
Oh, just short. She's wanting that one big putt to sort of get going again. So Kelsey, from a little bit of a muddy, mucky area on the course, lays it up a little bit. She's going to take a 4. And we've got Alan looking to do a straddle putt around this tree. Let's see if she can give this a good run.
It's kind of funny when you make it this far up to the basket and you're this close, and then it's like, look at this creative shot. I wanted her to get that.
That was a good drive, but it's the one spot out there on the left that's so blocked off.
Come on, Sarah, let's get this birdie. Yes.
There it is. Nicely played, Sarah. Picking up that 2, getting a stroke on everyone on the card, 2 on Kelsey. She played this really well. Kelsey's going to tap in. Lisa's tapping in. And this brings us to the end of our Part 1 coverage, Front 9 of Round 2 of the 2020 Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open. Hoping you join us for Part 2, Round 2, coming up next.
Yes, and as much as we all love watching this amazing disc golf coverage, it's no substitute for the real thing. So remember, get outside. Nature provides. Play disc golf. I'm Holly Finley, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, and if you like this video, please give Disc Golf Examiner a like, a comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.